run. Maybe warm up on some bosses first. That way I don't get to the bosses and then just die. But also I could just go for it and see what happens. I did want to make a new character, but I haven't had time for the sliders. All of my practice has been with Mike Tyson here, and it has not worked out very well. Both, I don't like the sliders. I got them online, and I don't think they look very good. So we're gonna get rid of that profile entirely. America's Toes is too cursed to use. So I don't know what else we're gonna do. I am definitely getting rid of this though. And we're never using it again, ever. Which means, hold on one sec. All right, so the options for characters that we have are, this one's getting deleted. It's gonna take a while, but we will get rid of it, so it doesn't count. You get America's Toes in both the large and small version. We've got Wolf, we've got Obito, we've got Hinata, we've got a very effeminate Neji. It's literally just Neji changed to male. And we've got Hinata. Neji we've done the best with. Oh, we've also got Selen. This has been too cursed. Nothing has worked. Yeah, that is very true, Elright. How's it going tonight, by the way? So I don't really know which one I want to go with. I'm leaning towards Neji. It's okay. My air conditioner still isn't fixed, which is not great. I'm sitting here dying of heat. I was doing some chores before stream. I went from my apartment out to going outside and thought, hey, it is so much cooler outside than it is inside. Then from outside to my car and was, wow, I have actual air conditioning in my car. And then from my car back inside and it was, this is a heat wave. I don't know how I'm going to survive this tonight. So right now I've just got every single window in my place open and fans going and trying to create a breeze, and it's not really helping. So, I don't know. I might end up canceling, or not canceling, but might end up ending stream early if the heat is too unbearable. Fortunately, like, all of my lights and stuff in here are LEDs, so they don't really put out any heat. My computer does, though, because my computer room is actually, like, a couple degrees hotter than the rest of my apartment, but not by much. So I don't know. We're gonna go with this though. I've been failing on Blackguard a lot. He is also actually much earlier in the run now. So I don't really know how this is gonna go, but we'll try it. The problem with Blackguard now is I have no, like, I don't have a physic, I don't have Radagon Seal, I don't really have anything to, like, give me just that little bit of extra edge to not die to him. So I don't know. I've been dying like 50% of the time. Kind of like when I first started speedrunning, when I was killing him first. Yeah, I mean, it almost got to freezing here, but not quite. So I wish it would go back. This whole weekend was actually pretty cool. Today's been too warm though. All right, well, I messed up the jump, but that's not the end of the world yet. I did spend a lot of time yesterday. I almost streamed it, but then it was just a little too warm and I didn't really want to turn my camera on or anything. But I was practicing bosses just for several hours in a row, just trying to, like, get them down. And I was doing pretty good on Radon, and then pretty bad on everything else. Like, for probably an hour straight, I could not get a one cycle on Godric. So I don't really know what happened because I was trying, like, everything the way I normally do it. Oh. Didn't take off running. I was a little slow on setting up that inventory swap. I also meant to jump there, not crack the rune. So we're probably off to a slow start. Well, I say that, well, I guess all my faster saves have been... I've not actually saved the first step, so... Yeah. That's probably not actually like a true gold. I just haven't saved the splits where it was better. I did move some of these splits around, and one time out of when I've done it, I had Draconic Tree, or Tree Sentinel here actually aggro me as I grabbed this rune. Looks like we're safe today. So I'm trying to figure out some better sequencing for all of this.
And I can also that you're not and wine. I am Carl. Goodbye.
I also keep jumping too early to try and go over that wall. I'm miscounting the pillars. But I'll get the hang of it eventually. The boss fights were mostly pretty good. Like I was saying, I felt really comfortable on Radon. Even though, like, for whatever reason, I kept getting trolled on his opener. With it being the wrong one. But aside from that, it went pretty well. Godric, I couldn't one cycle. I also wasn't able to with Morgott, but I was at least consistently killing them. And well, after enough practice last night, I was able to kill Godric kind of consistently as well. So I'm probably comfortable up until Horaloo.
Hey sir, but I can play turning.
Although Godskin Duo can still go a little bad.
Summon me. I bequeath. It will summon Torrent. Treat him with.
I did manage to work out an alternative kill on Godric. I don't think I'm gonna do it, but a way to work a sleep potion in, it guarantees an extra hit on him basically as you're trying to stagger him. And I had that working, but that also kind of messes up the damage thresholds to go to like actually be able to stagger him before he goes to phase 2. And when you do that, what ends up happening is you have to plan to do it from the fight, from like the start of the fight. Otherwise, you're going to do too much damage to him, and then he's going to go phase 2 rather than stagger. So I don't know if I want to use that strat or not. I don't really like burning the sleep potion, I guess. Even though this route does give me access to 3 more lilies kind of easily. I'm a little constrained by mushrooms, and if I stop doing one other thing, I'll actually be even more constrained by them. So that's kind of the issue right now. Let's see if the little critters are able to block me today. This whole thing is like a little critter minefield where you'll just run into them in bushes and stuff and they'll just stop you. And it's all, supposedly it's all just RNG where they show up, which is the real issue. So you just kind of have to look for them. Okay, we went through that drop pretty well. Right, I've been running west here, but that's not actually right. It's like slightly over here. I went too far. So I'm trying to get a straight line over to the vendor to make it just a little bit quicker.
Surprise no matter. Why don't? Oh, but don't.
All right. So this part's a little bit tricky for me still. You can actually get runes off of both of these. Oh, jeez. Poor torrent. Usually I don't get hit there. I figured I had some extra kukris on the route still, so I might as well pick up that rune. Picking up that 6 lets me ignore a 5 in Kaled and save a little bit of time on it. I think the other balloon also has a 6. But right now, at least, I don't really have a use for it if I were to pick it up. So I need to figure out like where I could stop grabbing runes if I were to grab it. Making pretty good time so far. Might as well put our axe back on now. The reason I take it off is to be on light load for running around. But we need both our armor and our axe here, and we can't do that on light load if we want full armor. So I've been defaulting to wearing full armor until after Scion. It's right here. Yeah. But I can like take the weapon on and off depending. If I put the balls on, I'm going to be medium load until I get my source seal. So we'll just take our weapon back off here when we're done. All right. I don't think he's in a good spot, but I guess we'll see what happens. You next. We lost quite a bit of time on that one. I don't really know how. But it's fine. I misclicked on taking off the axe. It's fine. I'll fix it over here. Oh, you know, next thing we're gonna need is killing that other thing. So I'll just go to balls. I was also considering going back to killing the Crystallian rather than routing around all of these stones. I've not yet had time to like figure out if it's a time save, but just like mentally counting through, I think it probably takes about 2.5 minutes to get all of the smithing stones. So that would kind of be the time that I would have to get it. And then the route to do so would basically be I go through the academy and then take the Spirit Spring down. Is how I would try and do it. I just don't know if it's possible to do it that quick or not. Also, hopefully I don't get part of the run silence tonight. I was checking my VOD from the other day, and it looks like the title screen is causing the game to get muted on Twitch. So that could be unfortunate if we get a PB and it needs verified. Yeah, it's like only for 30-second like clips of where I'm on the title screen. So unfortunately, I'm not doing local recordings, so hopefully nothing happens that could like cause us to not get verified if it does become a PB. Didn't take damage there, which is good because now I don't have to waste time healing. But I am still going to use one of my kukri here because I've been missing the smithing stones a lot. And I can just stop and take my time grabbing them if the enemies are distracted. So just like that. Since I did take a hit, though, I'm gonna duck in here to heal. Normally, I wouldn't want to go in there if I'm not picking up the rune. But for some reason, recently, I've been aggroing that guy up top, and then also sometimes the miners, just by standing there for a second. So I kind of want to play it just a little bit safer through there at the moment. Especially like right now where I'm on medium roll instead of light. Picking that up so I can skip the one in the fort. How did I miss that? All right, we'll take the safe way this time, just because of where that was lined up. Ooh, that's a pretty nice Celia for me. Watch me die to the cockroaches at the church now because of it. It's like they say in Full Metal Alchemist, like, to gain something of value, you also have to give up something of value. So to get a good Celia, I'm going to have to just catastrophically mess up somewhere else. Because that is equivalent exchange, which is also true in speedrunning. Like, look at that. A gold to Church of the Plague. Which, admittedly, is a new split, because I used to just go for the Dectus Medallion only. But still. Also, I just realized that my splits are kind of out of order, because now I'm not going to have the 1,000 runes that I wanted to buy things, since we're going to drop our runes here. I guess I could quit out and then teleport. Which might be what I have to do, since I messed up. Basically, I need to do the Saints Bridge portion before this. My splits are kind of out of order. Yeah, I'll just, I'll quit out at the Source Seal. That should work. That'll give me a moment to drink more water, too, because I am honestly dying of thirst. I have 2 things of water here and then, like, another can of cold water sitting here, and it's probably not going to last me even an hour. It's just so hot. Now we do the strat we almost never do. And again, we go here. And I really like just doing the drop rune and teleport back because I don't have to worry about like map navigation or anything. But oh well. I had to do it this way. So that golden rune to my left, the 5, that's what I'm not picking up anymore. Because I'm picking up that other 6. And that saves me like a little bit of running here where I can have a slightly more direct route and not like taxing my stamina. And if I could use the other rune 6 somewhere and avoid some pickups, I would. Kind of like how it started off as a joke, me grabbing that Lord rune in Lindell. Oh shoot. Mistakes were made. I messed up my sequencing very badly. So, yeah, fun fact. When I drop the runes, it also progresses time to morning, which means the death bird isn't there. I was not expecting that. And it's still, you know, nighttime because we didn't drop our runes. Yeah. That's fine. We lived. Alright, Artist Shack is from here. I should have noticed him, and I just didn't even see him because I wasn't paying attention. I'm so used to him not being there. It's fine, though. I didn't drop my runes from the merchant either. I actually teleported back, which is the other reason it was nighttime. So it was like two things I had to do different for that to happen. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying before that. Couldn't have been too important. It's probably me talking about how ungodly hot it is right now. Oh, it was also the crack blade stuff with time loss. And somehow making up 15.5 seconds. That makes no sense unless it was the smithing stones were still in the route before. Instead of buying these guys. Which I got off this guy slowly, but that's fine. 100, 200, don't care what I am selling.
I'm afraid of.
All I care is I'm selling 2 100 cost items that I'm not going to use. I wish I could guarantee a Golden Rune 1 at this point, but I can't. Like, the only ones I can guarantee are, like, a skull that I run over and grab. But those are random spawns, so I can't, like, guarantee one is at a route and a good point. Overshooting a lot of these jumps today. Yeah, okay, so those 15 seconds, I basically just broke even with using that merchant. So, just small route changes, basically. The reason I'm using him, though, is for the pot. Since I'm using Lands Between Rune, I'm down 3 potions at the start, so that gives me 1 of them back. Now we were a little slow there. Yeah, I'm trying to get away from using Crackpot because if I do the runes, I get slightly faster routing. At the cost of a couple of Crackpots in the run. Yeah, so to go fast, I kind of have to do it. It's just I end up having a riskier Godskin duo as a result. At least until I get better at the fight. Now, because I get the pot on that merchant, I get the 3 I bought from Kale. And then I get the other 2 that I pick up, so I have 6. Or Kyle, whatever the guy's name is. Yeah, gold physic too. Like, this is all over the place for gaining and losing time. So weird. All right, last couple times these crossbow bolts have hit me, so I hope to have better luck. I grabbed the golden seed at Kaled, so I'm skipping this one in favor of this route. I don't really know which way is faster yet. This way is definitely an easier run, so it's got that going for it. So up here, we will drop all 0 of our runes and then go over to the bearing 2. This thing is almost out of water already, which is not fun. But right, so far, I mean, we're making fantastic time, and outside of like the one spot where we lost 13 seconds or 15, whatever, and then gained 15, because it should just be neutral. It's just the vendor being at like different points in the run. We're still doing pretty good. It's probably like 30 seconds we've lost in there outside of that, so we could be ahead of the PB by a minute right now. Or more. One very important thing about having dropped those runes, though, is it's now morning. So there is not a Knight's Cavalry to dodge right here. Though, I'm going to try a slightly different route through here, just because I want to see how this works. Being able to dodge that knight means I don't lose stamina hitting sprint here. I'm which is very convenient. In theory, like, it shouldn't slow you down if you're aggro. At least if you're running on Torrent. If you're just running on the ground, it will, because you're gonna run out of stamina. But if you, like, properly manage Torrent's stamina, you won't run out. It's just, it is really, like, mentally taxing to pay that close of attention to it. Thought I missed my jump there for a second. I feel like I'm missing something right now too, and I don't know what it is. Anyways, if my mic picks up more background noise than usual tonight, like I said, it's because I have all the doors and windows open in my place right now, trying to have a breeze going. It's not working out too well, but it's better than not doing anything. So, oh, cutscenes, that's right. So hopefully, like, the noise isn't too bad. I'm definitely hearing more noise than I hear when everything's closed. But, the mic might actually be filtering out a lot of it. That's good. Oh, almost missed my rune. Oh, shit. Hey, Sugi. Thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it. I've just started my speed run, well, one of the speed runs for tonight, going through and trying to just practice more Elden Ring. I was lurking on your stream a little bit earlier, although now I'm blanking on what you were playing, but I was watching it before, and I unfortunately do not have one of those shout-out commands that says what you were playing, but if you want to... Thank you, Elray. But yeah, if you want to tell me about your stream, go for it. And yeah, thank you anyone who is watching. Like I said, I'm just going through here. We're in the setup part right now for our speedrun. Oh, missed one of the turns, but that's fine. We'll just do the, like, backup up here. Right now we're doing the speed run, or the setup. Essentially, this run is broken up into 3 parts. Just getting all of your gear and some early runes, and then, like, 2 sets of boss rushes. So, yeah. Let's see. I don't have the other screen up to see who all said hi. But his name's ran by. Let's see. I saw One Wing. So, hey, One Wing. Saw Foxhound. I saw El Pacino. I don't see anyone else in my chat box right now, but I can scroll back through and look once I have a loading screen. But yeah, I do appreciate the raid. Sugi, if you need to raid and run, you know, go for it. Always need to take care of yourself first. So yeah, if anyone else wants to stick around and watch, we are almost done with the setup, so then it becomes a boss rush. And you'll get to see me either kill a whole bunch of bosses really quickly, or you'll see a whole bunch of bosses kill me really quickly. Or a mix of both, which is the way it usually goes. I did have really good luck on some earlier parts. You can see right here, I am a little bit ahead on time, which means I'm kind of due for something really bad to happen. And that's always amusing to see, because we don't really know what bad thing is going to happen. It could be anything. See, it can be things like that. All right. Who else said hi? I didn't have enough time to scroll up through chat. Yeah, when it happens sometimes, I would say maybe 1 in 3 roughly. There is a like strat I can borrow from hitless runs to like guarantee it doesn't happen, but it's a lot slower, so I'd rather just take the hit sometimes since I'm not like having to do hitless. Essentially that guy does not always attack from the same spot. Like he'll run up and do his attack at different points, and depending on where he starts the attack, he'll hit you or not hit you. And you can kind of mitigate it a little bit by running to that back wall. But unless you like stop and go through the hidden wall, you're not really gonna avoid it. Or backtrack a little bit, which is just as bad. Like you'll spend more time doing that than just getting hit and moving away sometimes. There's more mushrooms right over there for sleep pots. At some point here recently, I started telling myself I don't need them, which means I'm at higher risk of just losing my run on Godskin Duo. But if I first try everything, I don't need them. So that's kind of what we're going for. Up here is Draconic Tree Sentinel, and the setup I use for him is a little different than what most people use. Most people do one of two strats. They either use a bow to aim some kukri, and they throw the kukri at the ground to get him to the cliff, or they use the parry strat to parry him by the cliff and then knock him off. And although this class does start with a shield, so I could use the parry, I don't know how to do it. So if I don't want to fight him, which I don't because I am currently unleveled, I came up with my own. And recently I've not messed it up, so I'm kind of due for it as well. We'll see how I do right now. It took me a while to get the timing for this down, but it seems to work out pretty well. I don't need to use anything for it. There we go. It's about 10 seconds slower than the parry route, but it works well, and without having gotten a parry, I like it. All right, now we get to go to round table, level up, improve our weapons, all that fun stuff, and then get Blue Dancer Charm. Yeah, One Wing, I do like that strat. Like, part of me just likes it because no one else does it. But anyone can do it. Like, you can do it with literally any weapon, as long as you can stagger quickly enough. And it's really easy to set up, so you don't need to learn anything with timing. I just count to 6 when he's when I move to that first rock and I stop. It's actually like 5 seconds, but I count a little quick. And I do get the Spirit Calling Bell because, believe it or not, I actually use a summon in my run for now. Hey, SD. How's it going?
You're no matter how you're.
Oh, what's wrong one? Put heavy on the balls first because you're gonna get cheaper upgrades early in the game. And then back over to here. Yeah, I cannot scroll up in chat. Sorry about that. But anyone whose name I did not call out for the raid, do appreciate you raiding as still. I just can't scroll up while speed running to see everyone's names. messed up and did not grab my levels. So, after I started getting consistent at Celius Skip, I was able to start picking up the 2 Smithing Stone 5s there, which means I'm now able to do a plus 13 weapon rather than plus 12. Which does actually help out a good bit. It's like an extra 5% damage. Which can be nice because it lets me wear more armor. It might also be bad because that could be what's messing up my sequencing on Godric. But I can figure out another one. Yeah, so I didn't take damage there. I can take damage on 2 of these falls without having to stop for a heal. So not taking damage on the first set of falls there is really good. Missed my turn a little bit to go in there. So hopefully the wolf does not jump on me. Okay, we're good. Yeah, the 5% is really nice, Elray, but like, as you've seen when I've been trying to like one cycle things, it's also throwing off like my damage thresholds. Although, with Blue Dancer Charm, we can kind of manipulate that. So that's kind of what I was doing in practice the other day, is trying to figure out new ones I can set up to work. Making some progress there, but not completely. So it kind of depends a lot on when you hit the enemies for the exact amount of damage you do. So getting those scripts down has been a little challenging. Still ahead of pace by a little bit, which is nice. Although we did lose quite a bit of time in the in that cave when the guy hit us. But that's fine. Anything here that is ahead of pace is really good because it is the hardest part to keep pace on, honestly, until like the very end of the game. Oh. Got off of Torrent slowly. All right, let's see if I miss. It's actually kind of hard to stagger this thing. Still got it in 4 hits. I think that's really weird, like stagger taken amounts and damage taken amounts. I don't know why, but it feels like stagger on it immediately starts to decline when you hit it. Hey, Mudpug, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, that thing has like just really weird damage. And I don't really know why. Next here we're doing patches. This is like the next thing I want to route out of my run, but I need to learn better kills for Margit and Morgott first. Because until I actually learn those, I want the Shackle for the fastest kills I can get. But this will save me 3 minutes, roughly, once I do learn those kills. Oh, hey, thank you for the gift sub to Sugi. Also, that apparently hit a sub goal for us. Very cool. Makes me wish I actually went through and put my my goals in like I've been meaning to. Oh, thank you for the sub as well, Mudpug. Enjoy the handful of emotes that I've got. The best one of all is where you get to torture Hispanic at the Disco with Mad Clown Puppet from Liza P. Hey, Luminoth. It is going pretty well tonight. Just started this run on a decent pace right now.
You scheming little.
We'll see if we stick to it.
Gods demand repentance. Cough up your coin. All of it.
A little slow on him, but it's fine.
What a shit show.
Next thing I grab is the Hawk. Like I said, I do use one summon on the run. Yeah, got a haircut today. Had nothing better to do, basically. And I was needing one really bad, so they did it. But yeah, after Morgott, I end up using the Hawk summon on most fights. Ooh. Thank you for another gift sub, Mudpug, to One Winged Angel. I'm sure he will appreciate it as well. He gets emotes, he gets ad-free viewing. I do appreciate it. But yeah, decided it was time to get a haircut, especially like I was going back and looking at my VOD last night, or yeah, from Sunday. Wait, no, today's Sunday. From Thursday, I was looking at it last night, and I almost never do that. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, I really need a haircut. Hey, Tigo, thank you. Also, I have meetings with the CEO of the company I work at this week. So there's like another incentive to be like, you know, I should have a haircut and look semi-presentable. Ooh, I hope so. Hawk is very tough. I'm sorry, yeah, the Hawk split here, because Grafted Scion is completely unscripted as a fight. The only thing I can actually do to speed it up, besides getting lucky, is to do it later in the game, after Morgott, since I don't use the summon until before Fire Giant. And there's just a lot that goes into it, being completely unscripted, and then normally you end up fighting away from the fog door, so there's time you can gain with positioning. Missed it. Oh, if you ever see Jill talk about, or Cone talk about Hyobu in Sekiro, everything that happens in that fight happens here too, except as far as I can tell, there's no way to like try and manipulate him near the door, other than running near the door, and that means you're like using the time for that anyways. So it's not great, except Gyobu's scripted. This is not. So it's just bad. If I don't die, I should be okay for like 4 gold split, but we'll see. It really depends on his patterns. And I tried routing this to make my character as defensive as possible at this point before the fight. I need to hit it, I think, 5 times. I've also started healing after every single hit, just for safety. We missed the phase 2 transition for a free hit. Okay, got him. 41:38. 38 seconds to run up here. We might have it as a gold. I'm sorry, not as a gold, but as a, at least as a green. That's probably not the best pattern I've ever had, so I don't think it'll be a gold. But it'll at least not be red, I hope. Yeah, 10.5 second times. No, 11.3. Cool. We do have to go back here real quick, because I do have to, unfortunately, buy the shackle. And then over here. Now we do Margit, and then do Godric. I used to try and set my equipment up for Margit right here, but now I do it in the hallway. I also used to actually use Blue Dancer Charm, but I realized that if I want to manipulate Godric into a 1-cycle, I actually want to lower my damage output a little. And since it doesn't actually matter for the number of hits I need on Margit, I'm actually leaving it as is. Now, we're going to lose time on Margit here. Oh, jeez.
Well,
All right.
thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins.
That's unfortunate. I got greedy trying to go for the... Sorry, let me finish them and then we'll talk. Maybe if I can even finish them. This is not great. Yeah. Well, that is a huge time loss. I got greedy there. What I tried doing was only hitting him twice when he was down by the shackle, and then getting the third hit as he was getting up. And if you saw what happened, one of the big problems with the balls is you can miss your attacks because the range is so short. And I was positioned in a way where I couldn't hit him. You kind of have to hit his left leg specifically as he's getting up. And I did not. If it worked, what would have happened is I would have been able to kill him with 2 heavy attacks and then not have to, like, worry about his getting up animation or anything. And otherwise, what would happen is I stagger him and I only have the stamina for 1 attack. It's fine, though. There is a lot of time save available later on. So, disappointing, but not the end of the world. And I usually do not die to Margit. But if this is a PB, we basically just got a free 2-minute time save on the next run.
It's titled The Guard You Breached. Well, but of course.
And also, like, we still got a... I don't know what the phrase would be. Distance PB, maybe, up through the bird. Because that is the spot that, like, I'm most trying to do better at. As far as time right now. So, even then, like, that's still pretty good. Getting through the bird at 11 seconds less is very nice. Even if nothing else. Because getting set up down to 30 minutes is my goal. That would... Oh, wow. This is not my day today. Getting set up to 30 minutes basically would be an automatic sub-hour 30-minute run. So anywhere that I can get time saves on that helps. Because I can only really save 5 minutes on setup by cutting up things from the run that I do later on. Unless I start, like, cutting things that I really want, like damage modifiers. So all time saves mean I am tightening up movement a bit. And there's a lot of room there to speed it up still. Oh, I am actually missing crackpots. So there wasn't actually a point to making sleeping pots there. Although I guess I can just equip them and... I can make the other ones later, and I still have something equipped, so I can avoid that in the future. Yeah, it looks like I aggroed the pots when I passed the last one. Not that it really matters, because I have enough stamina for it to not really impact things here. So if I want the if I want a chance at the 1 cycle, I can't level here, basically. But I still have to sit at it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try something slightly different here. I forgot to buff as well. So that might also impact things. Oh, we might have the 1 cycle. Oh, we do. Cool. All right. I forget where I have to quit out at for that. I was not expecting that to be a 1 cycle, but it looks like I can just downgrade my charm, and that makes it work. I was trying to think of ways to, like, further ways to drop damage by just enough. Oh. I need to eat this. And I don't need to eat any runes because I'm going to have about 4,000 extra after I level. 3918 is weird. That means I'm down 500 from normal. Oh, it's because the rune's 6. I see. Missed it. I've been missing this jump a lot lately. I try some. I was practicing this one as well again last night, and I was doing something that was going to help me, and I didn't do it there, where I don't sprint to the edge. Instead, I just actually sprint, like, right here. Okay, we got it that time. I think I really need, like, just that speed boost from the initial sprint. Because maybe I'm not jumping late enough usually, so that extra little bit of speed helps. All right, we do need to equip the traditional Radon killing gear. We're just going full berserker, no armor. True warrior. I could wear the robe because then it looks a little bit more like edgy. It doesn't actually impact this fight. I am getting trolled again. This was happening to me the other day, or actually even earlier today as well. There, we had to get closer because he wasn't doing the right path. Alright, we're gonna put the robe on so we survive 1 hit. That's unfortunate. So I got closer because I needed him to go into another attack so I could make distance. I think I can survive one hit with the robe. Or maybe that's with Radagon's seal. I don't remember, honestly. I do know I would rather not wear the Source Seal, though, because then I lose quite a bit of damage. And I kind of need all the damage I can get for this. Try again. But yeah, he's been giving me the wrong pattern, and it's been consistently wrong now, and I don't know why. There we go. That is an awful phase 2 transition. We ended up missing the stagger. Although if we're quick, we can actually get a stagger here. Yeah, there we go. So what ends up happening is the meteor is long enough for him to start losing or regaining his poise, but it's not by enough that he's guaranteed to get all of it back. So if you're quick enough, like we were there, you can actually get, you can still stagger him if you hit consistently. Which is good, because like in that situation where he has so much health going into phase 2, you can't actually do all of it before he runs off. Or at least with most setups you can't with the balls. There is one where you can, but it's something that I don't like pay enough attention to for the setup. Because you have to know like the way the meteor is going to come from in order to do it. But that one, like, you get enough time there where you can hit him and like re-stagger. So I think it was what, 4 hits where he staggered at? And normally it is 7 to stagger him. And I think we got, how many did we get before he took off? I want to say, oh, I'd have to think. Because I missed one. I think I hit him 4 times. All right. I'm still learning this and like getting comfortable enough with it. I don't think I've missed it in a run though. So I look like a lot more consistent on it than I am. Oh, also I messed up. I said that we were going to use these, didn't I? Grabbing that hero's rune, I kind of made a compromise with myself where I'm going to grab that, but then grab no other runes on the rest of the run that I pick up. And I think that's faster. And then eventually I can just be like, I'm not going to grab that either because it's only like 35. Well, with the 9 there too, it's like 40k runes. So like even this one right here, they're directly en route, but I'm not going to stop for a couple seconds to pick them up. Since I grabbed the other one instead. And 35k runes is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. So, and probably just not grab them all eventually. Golden Shade is next. He is the one that... He does give me some trouble consistently. Oh, we're actually using Kukris right here, too. Normally, I don't actually do that. Instead, I roll the lightning on the second to top stair. But for some reason, recently, I've been missing and getting hit. So, and the lightning does one-shot me. So I'd rather just spend the 1 second and distract the guy right now. Anyways, Golden Shade gives me a lot of issues. I'll either just completely destroy him or he destroys me, and it's not really, well, usually it's not close in either direction. And then sometimes it's like just this real long drawn out battle, and then I'll die at the very end. And you saw I drank the Physic early, and that's because all of these guys that are chasing me, I don't like doing quit outs, so I don't want to quit out up here to buff. So instead I drink the Physic early since it lasts 3 minutes, and then I have time for 1 buff. And then I go in. Stanza's probably going to reset here. So I'm only counting that's the first hit. But it could have been the second. So we're either on 2 or 3. He might stagger here. He did. Cool. I messed up. It's fine though. I was a little slow on getting the crit. If I got the crit there, it wouldn't have needed that extra hit. Also, usually the last hit, he only has a sliver of health, and he would lose that if I wasn't wearing the robe, of all things. But because of the like random punches I did there, his hit points were a little off. The random light attacks, I mean. Because yeah, if I get him with all heavies, he has just a sliver of health when the robe is on. I shouldn't actually pop this for like levels, but I'm going to. Because it doesn't hurt anything if I do it now, if I do it later, whatever. I'm always just gonna spend time popping it. Although, if I just sold them when I go to the smith, it'd be better. Hey, thank you, Ryan. This goes here. Also, note that was a golden shade by 22 seconds, so it was a good kill. Here I'm going to do the same greed I did on Margit. But this time I didn't mess it up. That's a nice kill. He should be off of the Site of Grace. And most importantly, he didn't break his throne. Because, in my opinion, like, you know, if he gets to break his throne, I feel like I've failed. Because I want to be the one who breaks it. I want to break it by jumping through on this side. Not beating our PB2 rolled medallion, but we got very close on it. And consider that I lost 2 minutes to dying to Margit. So anything under like 1 hour 6 seconds is technically at better pace. So like right there, if I didn't die to Margit, that would be slightly better than my PB pace. So I really cannot complain about that. But what I can complain about is when I miss the skip in a moment and then lose my runes. Because you do have to do it twice. Okay, well, I got it. So that's good. It is a little different setup, though, because you go over here. Fix this. I'm gonna put the bird in now so I don't have to think about it later. Yeah, I wish I could say it was easy, Vulcan. The cursed run I did last stream, whatever that was, Thursday, I went back and, like, I finished it. I had a lot of trouble on Horaloo. I had a lot of trouble on Radagon. It was like a 2.5 hour run to finish. And then I went back and did the skip for practice the other day, right afterwards. And I missed that like 5 times in a row. So I am very good at messing it up still. All right, we're not being trolled by any of those guys, which is nice. I think we have time to pop one of these. And then I can probably eat the other ones on the elevator that goes down. I can't tell, though, if the time is night or day, so I'm gonna have to check that first. Or I can just be surprised. The reason it matters is if it's nighttime, I have to deal with the Knight's Cavalry. I'm gonna try and repeat something that happened last run, too. Running through that little bit of rock right there, the guy on the horse seems to give up a little earlier. And then I stopped losing stamina further in. Or at least he stops chasing me as much, it seems like. I actually lost stamina a lot longer in here. Interesting. Okay, now I can bring this up. It is nighttime, so we are going to have to deal with the Knight's Cavalry. Which, the Knight's Cavalry is not the end of the world. It's just, it's another bit of stamina management to be aware of. Also, I prefer when it's daytime so I can see what I'm actually doing here. So I get lost on this path very easily. I don't know. I might be going blind or something, as much as I hate to say that, because things like this, I can barely see where I'm going. Like, it's foggy, it's dark. Maybe it's just the stream lights make it hard to see. I don't know. I did approach this from the wrong side, though, which is... that should kind of tell you, like, how I couldn't tell where I was going because I approached this thing from the wrong side. We're losing a little bit of time here, I think, on getting the bearing 3, but not much. Nope. Something I think I did in the Altus lift there too. There's a cutscene when you hit it, and then there's a second cutscene. Well, after like it's a black loading screen and then a cutscene, and then you actually get control. So you'll see me hit escape a lot to get through the cutscene. And then I am still hitting escape to bring up the menu because I can't tell like the difference between the black screen and the cutscene to know when to actually hit it. Looks like we have a small time save here. Small time save of 15 seconds is not bad. That's really more of a large time save. So go here, we're going to buy 10 smithing stone 5s and 12 6s. We're also going to get one other thing. That other thing was the talisman pouch, so that I'm gonna actually wear 4 talismans now. And this is where we can also just sell runes, so that's why like popping them doesn't actually matter a whole lot. I don't even think I have anything worth selling, but we will. And back up here. And I've been getting a little faster at this run, but it still takes several minutes. It's about a 9 to 10 minute run from Morgott to Fire Giant. The mountaintops are really just vast and open and empty. Going by our splits, we have about a 7-minute run to go still. I also forgot to level, so we will do that somewhere. It'll either be at the safety grace I grab right before the invisible bridge, or it'll be at Fire Giant. I'm not really sure which one I want to level at yet. Probably the safety grace, because I don't usually sit down at the Fire Giant one. I just tag it and run. I do that at the safety too, but I don't know, something about the safety one just feels better to sit at. It's funny, I was telling someone, I forget who it was now, like yesterday maybe, about Tomb Raider speedruns versus this. I brought it up in Jill's chat. I don't remember who I was talking to though, maybe Grant. About like how in Tomb Raider, you know, they're counting their steps every time for the run, and I was like, oh yeah, you're doing the exact same thing in Elden Ring speedruns too. And like, the difference though is it's frame perfect for like optimal speed on a Torrent's Gallop here. Like too fast or too slow and you will lose time. Although part of that is kind of cool because it means that no matter how good your run is, there's probably time saves available to you in actually just improving your movement. And not just like getting straight lines from everything, but like actually just doing Torrent better. Yeah, we'll level here. If you want to go a step further, with the optimizations is you can try and time all of the runs too. So after the 5th animation cycle on the gallop, that's where like all of your falls are or where your jumps are, so you don't waste stamina or speed, which is way beyond me, but it is something you can do. Like right there, I had to sprint and then jump, which is not great. But I should have stamina. The time it takes when you want to sprint is slightly slower than the time before stamina comes back. So as long as you don't spam it too quickly, even when you have aggro, you should have infinite stamina. As long as you're not having to jump. Jumps will kill your runtime. When you're aggro, at least. Although I think that jumping on torrent is usually a time loss anyways. Unless it's the things like when you're jumping over the squirrels. Or like, you know, jumping cliffs and stuff to save time. Like, what I did right there is probably a time loss. Hopefully I don't regret drinking that. Yeah, already the squirrels in Limgrave are truly horrible. They're a plague. Actually, there needs to be a mod to turn those into raccoons instead of squirrels. Or like all the critters in either like Metroid, that might, does that catch Leo? Bleach, Metroid. Victoria Justice, Bleach. Do any of these keywords work? No? Okay. I tried. We tried to summon them. But like, you know, the critters in Metroid or Sonic, something like that. Be a cool mod to turn them into that. Not that you could do that in a speed run, but still. Oh, got stuck there. Oh, that's bad. Oh, well, it turns out I did need to use another heal because I forgot to put on my source seal. We'll do it right here. Hey, thank you for the follows. They are anonymous, but if you want to hang out and say hi, you are more than welcome to. Also, I didn't actually need to get off of Torrent there. Believe it or not, you can actually summon while on Torrent. Just a little bit. Okay. That's okay for a phase one. Could have been better, but it wasn't horrible. Ideally, we want to stagger here on the third hit, but I think it's going to be a second hit. But after it's going to be a note, perfect. There we go. That was a very slow fire giant. I was somehow missing damage there, and I'm not sure why. Oh, you know what? I bet it... Well, no, I did rebuff Cragblade since I'm out of mana. And the bird was alive, so that buff couldn't have faded. So I don't know why my damage was low there. It's fine, though. We did make up a little bit of time still. 42.3 second time save is very nice. So, I mean, you know, it wasn't a gold. It was still a slow kill, but is a time save over the PB, and that's what is important. Alright. Long cutscene so I can drink my water.
Are you prepared to
There's
connect?
actually a puddle of water on my desk right now from condensation on the can. It is so warm. Oh. My bad. I was spamming E and not escape for the cutscene. Oops. Hope I didn't lose too much time there. We're just baking time saves in for the future. That's all. I should skip that 8. You can also drop to that second railing. The item I didn't pick up there is a golden rune 9, just in keeping with what I was saying about not grabbing any more runes if I take that 35k. You can do a trick in that last room with Kukri for a slightly safer run through there without getting hit. But I don't have them equipped, and I don't really like taking the time loss to do it. Crystal darts would be better, but I don't have runes for those on this route. Also, I apparently just stepped on George's head. Not hard, mind you, just enough for him to meow and like, remind me that he was at my feet. Sorry, George. He's fine. He's looking at me now, though, like, I have to give him treats as an apology. He was sleeping. He's gone back to sleep now. It's a really interesting pose, too. You know, like how when bugs just roll on their back and cross their arms? That's what he's doing for his pose while he's sleeping. Oh, that's bad. You know, I am very tempted to do that to Vulcan. But I'll actually, well, they probably don't want me to be quitting out for too long on something. So what I was about to say, what I would do is I would quit out at bird skip like I usually do and use that time to give him treats. But we're an hour 17 in. Still on a roughly hour 40-minute pace. So sometime within the next 45 minutes, we'll give him treats. Need to rest here to heal. I also need to make sure that my sleep pots are topped up, which they are not. There's a kukri you can do right here too for safety, but I never do it. All right, does the game troll me today? I did not think that one was going to hit him. Let's hope the big guy does not troll me here. Oh. Cool. Perfect opportunity to hit him. We can trade a hit. So, the funny thing there about the robe, even though I might be able to one-cycle it if I don't wear it, just, you know, might, or I'd get closer at least. The robe is the difference between being able to survive that black flame and trade hits like that versus not. So if I wear the robe, I can trade hits with the black flame to get sleep potions. It's exactly enough defense to survive it. All right, so I think it was a practice run last Thursday where I messed up at bird skip here and spent all my runes on leveling and forgot to go take my weapon to plus 25. And then I had to kill malformed tree sentinel with a plus 19 to correct for it. We're gonna try to not do that today. Also, how did I lose 48.6 seconds on that Godskin duo? I thought it was a fairly decent one. Yeah. For a second, I checked the inventory there. The sleep pots were grayed out, and I thought I didn't have any. So I just double checked and saw it says I have 3. Which means we beat those guys using only 3 for once, which is really cool. Oh, this cursor was not working. We somehow have an extra 7 and an extra 8, which means I did not look at the inventory screens, and the extra 8 makes sense. I know why I have that, but I don't know where I picked up an extra 7. I am truly confused on that. All right. George moved to a safer spot rather than being under my feet. He's now underneath the wheels of my chair. Cats are weird. I've been trying to figure out a way to use Kukri to mess with this guy so I don't have to sneak up on him. Or I can just learn how to jump this without killing him. But so far, he has ignored every Kukri I've thrown. So I don't really know, like, if there's a way to even aggro him. He might just be deaf. In which case, I would just have to actually do the run past him. And I could probably do that. I just need to, like, learn the pattern for it. And then I can have, like, an easy, you know, 5-second time save. The reason I do that quit out for bird skip is I've run into an issue that I haven't really seen happen to many people where I land on the ledge and get stuck in a falling animation. I don't know what I'm doing different to cause that, but what I've noticed is if I do a quit out, it seems to reset my position so I don't have to deal with it. And then I hit it consistently. So I've been doing the quit out there. I've also been messing up this guy a lot recently. So if we get him first try here, I can just actually just run right into Malakath's room afterwards because my physic will still be good. Agreed. There are 2 ways to do him correctly, and I did neither. The first is right when you stagger, you follow up with a hit, and he will then jump back, and then you chase him, as he does his phase 2 animation. The second way is you wait until he is completely recovered, and then you attack. And then it's 3 hits to do another stagger. Either is 7 hits to kill him. The waiting for full recovery, say like that. There we go. Being on his shield side helps too. Waiting for full recovery is a little safer. I also stopped caring about the runes here. Although I usually die. We're gonna get a really easy phase 2 there. So maybe I won't mess it up. Let's see. Okay, we got him. Good. That was a pretty quick phase 1. Like, he wasn't just dodging around it very much. Didn't get it in time. Like, look at that. That was gold by a ton, because on our PB, we actually took like 2 or 3 attempts. So even with the death there to, what's his name? Because Malformed is still in this, in that split. I sit here, I do not level up. We're just getting our physic back for Gideon. And then I'm gonna try something kind of risky here. I've done it once before now, and I'm not sure if it can backfire and hurt me or not. So we're just gonna do it a bunch until we know for sure. The risky thing being leaving the bird up when I attack Gideon. I unsummon just for safety so that he stays consistent, but I also save like 10 seconds if I don't unsummon. Or 6 seconds. It's something dumb. It's a lot though. The other day we got a gold on Gideon because of it. But I still want the bird up for the damage boost, which is why I buff there. Then I'll buff with the bird right when we get in. And that is still quick enough that we get behind Gideon for an attack when he says, "Sorry, state of affairs."
Become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas.
Oh my god. That was scary.
My bones.
That was actually really scary. If you didn't see what just happened there, on the 3rd attack, the bird got between me and Gideon, and then pushed me back away from Gideon. And for a second, I thought my attack was gonna miss. That was actually really, really scary. I may have to unsummon the bird in the future because of that. That was super scary. Like, after the 2nd hit, Gideon is already further away from you, so being moved back like 1 step like that could have been catastrophic. Usually I use rune arcs here, and I didn't pop one on the way in, so I'll have to do it now. I stop at 84 strength because 84 strength is where we hit 99 with buffs. 5 from Source Shield that doesn't show up there, so that's 89, and then 10 from the Physic. Also, that was a 10-second gold on Gideon. These splits are 100% being saved, even if they are not a PB, but they could be a PB. We are on PB pace. Oh, I'm gonna get hit here. This is bad. Oh, never mind. That was super close, though. I don't know how I wasn't hit there when I summoned. No, I'll answer what I think happened. Oh, I did not need to heal. My bad. Missed an attack, but that's fine. Roll too early, though. We could have first tried him if I didn't roll too early there. Yeah, so there is a diminishing return Vulcan, but the strength scaling is so high on the fist that it's still worth it. You still get about 5% damage between 80 and 99 strength, according to the damage calculators. So I can either stop at 80 and put another 19 points into endurance and or vigor, or I can go for the extra 5% strength, or 5% damage. No, he didn't target the bird, El Rey. He cannot target the bird on scripted, his first attack where it's scripted. What ended up happening is I rolled out of the way just in time. Which I've never done before. Still have a really nice time save going into this despite the death. Maybe practice paid off, maybe not. I can't really say because I did all my practice without the bird. Well, not without the bird, but I used the bird and then unsummoned and just fought him without that. But yeah, Vulcan, going by the damage calculators, I should get 5% more damage. And maybe that's not worth the hit points, maybe it is. But I do actually need it for Radagon to take one hit off of the fight. Specifically for Radagon to get over the whatever it is, 2004 damage threshold or whatever that number is. So that's why I do it. I have time to drink? Yes, cool. But only one, so it doesn't make any difference. If I don't mess up now, we should have a PB. assuming none of my bot got muted, which has been happening. So let's find out. Oh god, 10-minute PB too. That's insane. I'm sorry, not a 10-minute. 10-minute time save. All right, let's split. Cool, 133.20. That is actually like a huge PB. The previous was 140 something, so 7 minutes off. And 130 is the goal, so consider if I did not die to Margit of all things, which, go figure, that's in the PB now, where I died and lost 2 minutes to Margit by talking and saying something dumb. It would have been almost a 130 with Fist, which would be insane. Not that it's a hitless run, but I think hitless is... Oh, you know what? Before I start blabbing, I should go to this for verifiers so they don't have to listen to me talk forever. I'm sure that they will appreciate it when they see this message. Isn't that right, verifiers? Load game. Right here, 133.25. So, yeah. Now I can blab. Yeah, so if I did not